Hello and welcome to today's United Kingdom Talk. I've been looking back at a couple of videos, certainly the ones that we do in garden, and I've come to the conclusion I don't seem to be very well at dressing myself. Have you noticed that? Doesn't seem to matter what I've got on, I always seem to look untidy. Is that something that you're like? I mean, my best mate Ron always looks immaculate when he goes out, you know, his clothes hang right and they're ironed and all this, that and the other. But I don't know, I mean, even when I iron clothes and I look at myself in photos, I think to myself, you don't half look a scruffy old thing. Why is that? Have we got any fashion tips from anyone today that could advise me on better ways to dress? I mean, we're not like cats and dogs, are we, eh? You know, it doesn't matter what they've got on, it's the same old shabby coat, and they go out and they look gorgeous. Take my cat, for example. You know, stunning. Always stunning. Why is that? Do we need to be of a certain breed to be able to look quite nice when we go out? Huh? Who knows? Who knows? Back out in the garden today. It's a beautiful hot day. It's warmed up once again. And the first time this year, I think, I'm actually outside in the garden in a shirt. Now, here's a question for you. Is there anything in life that you haven't, doesn't matter how old you are for this one, okay, that you haven't done yet, that you'd like to do and you think you will do? Or perhaps you don't think you'll do it, but you'd like to do it, eh? Is there anything in your life at all? For myself, there's a few things I'd like to do. One of them is drive a bus. I'd like to drive a bus. Now, the thing is, would I get bored? Is it a boring job? Because I've known a few bus drivers and train drivers over the years, and none of them seem to be unhappy at the job they're doing. Wayne, who's not in Reading, remember Wayne, one of our regular correspondents, who I haven't heard from for a while now. People are disappearing, dear. Talking of people who are disappearing, we've had a note. Let me see where this is. We've had a note. Robert in Iceland, not from him, incidentally. This has come from Tom Harris, from the podcast, TomHarrisUSA.com, who says, Robert in Iceland is fine. He's been very quiet on the emails, but he has been posting periodic status updates on Facebook. Just don't want you to continue worrying. So that's good news. Robert in Iceland, it's okay. He has been located, boys and girls. He was lost, and now he's found. Well, it sounds like a quote from the Bible, actually. Do you think Robert the Viking is in the Bible as well? So stop worrying about Robert. Yeah. Is there anything that you'd like to do? I'd like to drive a bus. That is something I think I could possibly do if I really wanted to. I could probably train to be a bus driver, but would I be bored? Eh? What about you? What is there in the world that you'd like to do? I'd like to visit some other countries. I'd like to visit India or Pakistan, somewhere like that. But I just don't think I'd be able to eat the food, dear. And it's terrible, isn't it? I see these programmes on the telly about, there's one in particular, I think I spoke to you about it before, Blood, Sweat and Luxuries, about this group of 6 young people who go to poor countries and see, for example, how shoes are made, how leather is made. Oh, there was a programme on the other day about how leather is made. You'd never want to wear a shoe again in your life if you saw what happens. Oh, it's terrible. We kind of turn a blind eye to it, don't we? We close off. It's a bit like eating meat. Could we actually eat a cow if we had to cook it ourselves? Indeed, boys and girls, if you got that hungry, could you eat your own pet? And at that point, Katie the cat has come straight up to me and sat on my lap. Oh, let's have a little look at you. Oh, you do look quite tasty today. I might just have a little suck of her ear. It could taste quite nice. Could you eat your own pets if you had to? What a terrible thing. But what do you... Is there anything that you... Oh, she's run off now. She thought I was going to eat her then. What do you want to do? Anything you want to do at all? Hang gliding? I'd quite like to do that. I've flown a plane. I've done that. Hang gliding, yes. I just assume with hang gliding you don't have much control, do you? Has anyone done it? Let us know. The email address of the show is chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, right? Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, I went to see the film Avatar again for the second time with my best mate Ron last week, which was rather good. If you still haven't seen that, then it is worth going to the cinema to see that, rather than, I gather the DVD that's out at the moment is only 2D. You really want to wait for the 3D version of that. Presumably it'll come with glasses and all that, which apparently is coming out at the end of the year. But great film, even better second time around, I think. But unfortunately, we went to Pizza Hut. Now, I'm a great fan of Pizza Hut and pizzas. My favourite pizzas are Domino's, but there wasn't one. I went to the Greenwich IMAX cinema, which is the one we usually go to. And there was a Pizza Hut there. And we had a pizza before we started. And I had my usual, you know, extra cheese, and I had onions and peppers and something else on it. And, you know, it was completely tasteless. I don't know why. We did say something to the person who was serving us. And he said, do you want to see the manager? I said, well, no, not really. We're just telling you, this doesn't taste of anything. The pizza just didn't taste of anything. I don't know why that was. So a little bit disappointed. We only had 2 slices in the end. We had a great big pizza. We have 2 slices each. We put the rest in a box, shoved it in the car, went and watched the film. When we come out, we got back to his house. We actually chucked it away because it's absolutely tasteless, this pizza. Shame, innit? Anyway, on to some emails then. We've got quite a few emails to get through. As you know, the show is no longer on Saturdays. We've had to drop the Saturday episode. I'm actually having a bit of a move around with everything I do at the moment. Not in the clubs and pubs, but certainly the radio and the video stuff I'm doing. I'm having to move around a bit at the moment because there's lots of things going on. The Saturday show is now no more. There's no more show on Saturday. And the live show has also moved now. The live show that was on Monday at noon is now on Monday an hour later at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The reason for that is I do a music and chat show before that on Swish Internet Radio, and one was following the other. I mean, immediately. 12 o'clock, the Swish show would finish, and 12 o'clock, United Kingdom Talk Show would start, and it's too much. It's too much to go from one to the other like that. So the live show is now on a Monday afternoon at 1 o'clock UK time. And if you're wondering where to find that, very simple. Go to the main United Kingdom Talk website, unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, click the Listen Live button. All right? So there you know what to do now. unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Top left-hand corner, click the Listen Live button, and that'll take you to me Monday afternoons at 1 o'clock UK time. And, of course, you can join in by telephone and Skype and email as well. We can talk live. We can actually talk live. Now, I wish I'd brought my sunglasses out today because that sun is actually quite bright, although there's a few rather dark, dismal clouds in the sky. So we might have to make a swift exit into the house before I get too wet. Sarah, hello Sarah, she's in the States. Right, it's going to miss you on Saturday, but I understand the need for time. Yes, it's always, I've always found that with time, really. I've always been fighting for time. You know, never enough hours or indeed days in the week to fit everything in. Hello to Nathan. Writes a couple of weeks ago on this one. Hi, babe. Babe? Do I look like a babe? Come on. Don't babes have to wear bikinis? No, don't even ask. No, I'm not. I'm not going to put on a bikini just for you. He writes, further to your discussion on your chivalry programme, Holding Doors Open for Women, on which I've replied on your page. As a disabled person, he says my right side of my body is completely paralysed, which I'd had no idea of that, Nathan. You see, I wouldn't have known that if you hadn't told me. I don't expect anyone to open doors for me because it's what I expect nowadays. Old people, as stated in my reply, tend to be more graceful, as I suppose they can see the hardships, disability, old age, nearly the same sort of thing. I just find this society a very sad, selfish thing. Oh, you're absolutely right. I don't know what happened to society. It was never as selfish as it is now. So many examples I could give you. Take a karaoke night. Take a karaoke night, for example, okay? So maybe we've started the night at 10 o'clock. People have come in at 10 o'clock and they've given me their requests to sing, and they're all sitting there in order. On the screen is the order of the people who are going to sing. Someone will come up, oh, hello, can you sing? And it usually, no, No, there's no specific type. It's not necessarily old, young, girl or boy. This could be anyone. Someone will come up and say, oh, can I put a record in? Yeah. How long will it be? And I'm looking at, it could be about 45 minutes at the moment, mate. Oh, can you shove it up the list? I said, well, no, not really. Why not? Well, because it's not fair. Well, life isn't fair. Go on, shove us up the list. No, it's not fair. And I will not put someone up the list. And you should hear the excuses they come out with. Oh, I've got to catch a train. Oh, I've got to go home. Oh, my children are waiting for me. The excuses they come out with. And 9 times out of 10, you know, even if you do bump them up the list, oh, my mum's dying in hospital, right? Even if you do, seriously, you get excuses like that. If you bump them up the list, okay, so they sing. Oh, I know, there was a case the other week. Now, what was his name? Young lad, he was about 20, and it was his birthday. That was it. It was his birthday. So he came out and said, hello, mate, it's my birthday today. Can I sing? And he got his driving licence out for some reason. I don't know why, to prove that it was his birthday. I said, yeah, of course you can. What do you want to do? So he told me. He was 20 years old. He said, right. He said, how long's the wait? I said, oh, it's about 40 minutes at the moment. Oh, mate, I've got to go home in a minute. He says, please, can you put me out? It's my birthday. Got his licence out again and showed me. I said, oh, all right then. I said, only this once. He said, oh, thanks a lot, mate, because I really have. I promise I've got to go home soon. So that was that, right? I called him 5 minutes later. I made a fuss of him on the stage. Happy birthday and all this business. Got everyone singing. And he sang his song. All right, see you later, mate. Off he went. 2 minutes later, he came back. Can you put me in for another song? And I thought, oh, here we go. You know, after I'd bumped him up the list. You see, this is what I'd say to you. They lie. They lie through their teeth. So I bumped him up the list, and he said to me, so he went and sung his song. So he came back again. Can I sing another song? I said, yeah, okay then. No, I didn't say anything. I just left it. So he said, how long is it now, mate? I said, it's about 40 minutes, still about 40, 45 minutes. Oh, mate, can you get us on earlier? I said, now, listen, you've already tried that one. I said, and you're still here. I said, no, you'll have to wait with everyone else. Oh, okay, fair enough, mate. And off he went, right? So I called him 45 minutes later, and there he was. He came back and sang his next song. Do you see what I mean? I mean, they must think I was born yesterday. Such liars. Such liars. And another way they do it is sometimes people, good or bad singers, doesn't matter, they come in to sing several songs on the same night, which is fine. You can sing as much as you want, as long as it's fair to everyone else. The hardest part of a karaoke night is keeping in control of the crowd. That is absolutely the hardest night. And you'll get, I don't know, Paul Smith, who puts this song in and he sings, right? And there's no one else singing, so very quickly his next song comes up. And then very quickly his next song comes up. So he might have sung 3 times. And then a lot of people come in who have not sung, right? So you start putting them on and people start, oh, when's my next song? I've been waiting an hour. Well, I know you might have been waiting an hour, but you've sung 3 times and he hasn't sung at all. Do you see what I mean? And it's very, very difficult. I try absolutely to be as fair to everyone as possible. And I do have people that I would close as, not close friends, but acquaintances who do come to these karaoke nights every week, and they're lovely, lovely people, but sometimes they think they might be able to leave you as you're a friend, and once you start doing that, you can get in real big trouble. I don't mean fighting or anything like that, but, you know, people who notice that the same person who is talking to you, who comes up and speaks to you while you're working, that same person keeps coming up to sing. People will notice that, and they will come up and tell you, oh, hang on a minute, he's been on more times than me. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's all through kind of, some of it's selfishness, not all of it, some of it's selfishness, right? That they want to go first. They don't think about anyone else that's in there. They have to go first, whatever. And you can't run it like that. Once you start running it like that, then you get into all sorts of trouble. You really do. So yeah, I see what you mean there, and Nathan. It's like in a supermarket, you know. No one wants to queue up. They're all trying to run round the queue, or when they're catching a bus. What happened to all this waiting for other people? You've got to think of the bigger picture of people. There's this woman on the radio, Jenny Barnett, I think her name is, or something, on LBC, and she comes across as a very selfish person. She's talking about light bulbs the other day. Light bulbs. And the fact that why should she have to use the economy... Oh, what are those bulbs called? The... You know, the new bulbs that we've got, the energy efficient. Why should she have to use the energy efficient bulbs? I don't like them because they take a while to warm up and they're not as bright as the other one. Why should I have to I all the time? No thought about the fact that just by putting up with a little bit of dimness, you could be saving the Earth's resources. No thought about it. It's very me all the time, isn't it? You've got to think of things on a sort of wider aspect, I think. Eh? It's like sometimes I'm working in various bars and things, and there might be what we call a charity night on. And some of the acts, you know, you could have 5, you could have 10 singers or acts waiting to go on the stage, and 1 or 2 of them will always be trying to get over on the others. Why can't you just share that? They won't share the stage. It has to be their stage, and that's it. What about the wider aspect of things that everyone has to share? I kind of got a bit fed up with that, really, and now I've taken a step back from trying sometimes to control a show. I will take a step back, and if anyone says, when is so-and-so, and I'm like, no, go and see the boss. Do you know what I mean? You may think that's a bit of a cop-out. I got fed up with the backbiting. I really did. I now take a step back now if there's any sort of trouble in the dressing room or anything like that, because I just can't be bothered with it. I really can't. Was there something the other day that I sent to the... Oh, that was it, yes. I was doing it was a charity a charity karaoke night the other night I was doing. And the lady who booked me was standing there, right? And I would consider her my boss, all right? When I'm employed to do a job, whether it be DJ, karaoke, anything like that, there is only one person that can tell me what to do, the person that books me. Anyone else, no. I'm sorry, I won't be told by anyone else. And this woman was trying to pass the buck to me. She had booked me. So we're doing this karaoke night. I now had a wait of about 20 people waiting to sing. Someone came up and they said, oh, can I sing a song? And, you know, it was too late now to take any new requests. I said, I'm sorry, mate, you know, I'm full up now till the end of the night. I can't take any more. Oh, but I sponsored this and I did that and I did that, telling me long list of things that he'd paid money to sponsor this event, which was all very kind, you know, but personally, I wouldn't have mentioned that. Yeah? Trying to use that leverage of something that he had done very kindly to assist this particular charity night. So he then thinks he's got a bit of a leverage of trying to sing a song. And I said, well, I can't do that. He said, but I've paid for this, this and this. And it was for his girlfriend. She wanted to sing. I said, well, you know, what can I do? All these people have got in here before you. I'm afraid it's first come first. At this point, the lady who booked me come out. And he's gone, I said, there's the boss over there. I said, have a word with her. So he's talking to her, and she says, oh, well, we'll try and fit it in later on. He says, well, we'll be able to sing it or not. Oh, well, Chris is running the karaoke. It's up to him. And quick as a flash, I said, no, it's not up to me, my love. You're the boss. You tell me what to do, and I will carry it out. Oh, okay. She's like, oh, well, can you put it in? And you see, she's given him a bit of favouritism there. I personally wouldn't have done that. However, she was my boss, so I just do what I'm told to do. And I'm a bit like that now when it comes to a job. If it's a job that I'm not in overall control with, I will pass the request on. Do you know, it suddenly got very cold out here and there's a big dark cloud come over. Now, we might have to finish this indoors. Then, and unless I'm overall in charge, I won't make the decision anymore. I send them over to the boss. It's always so much easier. Sometimes the boss will disappear. There's one bloke I work with, and whenever there's trouble, he just disappears. Terrible, isn't it? Terrible. Anyway, so thank you very much for that. Who was it who said that about selfishness? Oh, it was Nathan, wasn't it? It was Nathan there talking about the selfishness thing, yeah. Am I selfish? Yes, I think I have been. I think I was more selfish when I was younger than I am now. I do try to look on a wider scale of things. Perhaps you know some examples of selfishness that you've come across, have you? Do let us know on the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, let's go on to another email. Good morning to Ashley, or afternoon, whatever time it is for you, who writes, "Morning, Chris. I've got something to say about this, and I'm quite shocked that you wouldn't hold the doors open for women under the age of 40. She says men should be chivalrous regardless of their attitude towards ungrateful women. You must be joking." So are you saying to me, right, if I hold the door open for a young lady under 40 and she swishes in, ignoring you completely, what, am I supposed to be grateful for that? You've got to be joking, Ashley. Don't agree with you there at all, my love. No. Ashley says, "I hold the door open for other women, but not men. I guess that this could be due to my bias against the male sex." Well, yeah, you are one of those girls, aren't you, my love? You're a girl who likes the girls. Who knows? I'd hold the door open for you if I had to. Well, are you suggesting that I look like a woman, dear? Is that what you're saying, lovey? I say thank you to anyone who opens the door for me, male or female. Well, good on you, actually, and so you should do. It's what's right and proper, and I was taught to have good manners and to say please and thank you, as indeed I was. And I always say please and thank you. I do. But I'm just fed up with the general attitude of young ladies who ignore you completely when you hold doors open. And I'm afraid it's most of them. Not some of them, most of them. If you're over 40, then it's more likely that a lady will say thank you. I don't even need to be spoken to. All I need is a nod or some sort of acknowledgement. But they don't, Ashley. It's like, you know, oh, so what, is held the door open? It's just downright rudeness. And I do not think it's rude of me not to hold the door open because of this. Now, thank you and have a wonderful day, and I do mean that, and that's from our lovely Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Ah, look who it is, our good friend Chris from ABC, wonderful cabaret act, who are in no way selfish at all. Are you, my darling? Chris says, "Hi, Chris, another great show the other day. Gives me a good chuckle." Well, that's what I'm here to make you laugh, darling. To make a little tickle. I've got very long fingers, as some of you know. "I have always automatically held doors open for people, not just women, and yes, I've definitely noticed so many people who can't even manage a nod acknowledgement." You know, a nod. A nod. "But I can't change a habit of a lifetime at my age, dear. So I will continue..." I don't think you're as old as me, are you? "So I will continue to hold any door open for anyone. And just to have to be content with the few thanks that I do get." Well, I like to thank you in advance, Chris, of any door opening that you do. Any opening at all that you do for me, Chris, I'd like to say thank you. Have you ever opened anything for me? I don't think you have, actually, have you? No. I'll have to check my list. There's been a few. I am the wrong person to ask what would get me into a pub, because I haven't been out drinking in years. So I ain't got anything innovative for you, sorry. Yeah, we were asking on another show. Is there anything that would get you into a pub? And no, very, very, very small response on that one. Maybe a good bit of drag would get me out, but only probably. Well, you want to go and see Nikki Vixen then? She's back. She's back. From outer space. Wonderful. Anyhow, here's something to think about. I think food should be banned on buses. Oh, I agree. I can't stand being on a bus and I get a whiff of somebody else's fried chicken or kebab. Isn't that the worst? Don't you hate smelling other people's dinner? And most of the time, they dump the remains under the seat. Oh, God. So it sits there festering until it gets cleaned back at the garage. I know. Another one there of selfishness. Just leaving unwanted food wrappers on buses. Have you ever driven behind someone and they're chucking it out the window as they go along? Shocking. What has made people like that? What has actually made people not think of anyone else anymore? One last thought, Chris says, manners and consideration for others went out with our generation. Sad but true. Take till next time. That's from Chris. Thank you, Chris. Maybe we've got someone under the age of, and you know, it's not that young, under the age of 35, okay? Are you under 35 and you're not like this? Do you put your sweet wrappers in your bag? Do you take crisp packets home to put in the bin? Or are you one of those that, you know, sits there at the front of the car, at the side of someone's... You have your McDonald's, then straight out the window and drive off. Which one are you, I wonder? Why don't you care? Why doesn't it bother you where these food wrappers go? Let us know on the email, OK? chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. How long we got? Oh, we've got about 4 minutes left on the show today. Jennifer, hello Jennifer, says, hello Chris, in your show of the 27th of April, is that your nephew Jimmy with the cat? Is that my future son-in-law? Yeah, because Jennifer's got a daughter around about the same age as my nephew, and we are trying to pair them up. I think Jennifer's daughter's, is it 12? I think there's a year difference, 12, and I think my nephew Jimmy is 13. So I think that's a pretty good match, isn't it? Anyway, Jennifer says, whoa, if they do marry, what will that make me to you and you to me? Well, I don't know. It wouldn't make us brother and sister-in-law, would it? Because I'm my sister's brother, or would it? I don't know. Yeah, there's a question for you. Anyone know the answer to that? If my nephew marries Jennifer's daughter, what does that make me to Jennifer? Second cousin, twice removed? I don't know how it all works. Does it make us anything except a relative by marriage? I've no idea, Jennifer. You'll have to come up with an answer for that one, because I can't. She says, I have to think about that. Will you hold the door open for me at church and at the reception? Well, of course, because when you're at receptions and churches, old people are very different, aren't they, eh? How many people do you know that go to church and are really awful in real life, and they get to church and this halo appears above their head, doesn't it? It's true. What do you mean, am I like that? What a terrible question to ask me. Oh my, the expense in that. What, the wedding? America or England? She says, where is the wedding going to be held? America or England? Oh, the expense in that. Oh, well, that's a good question, isn't it? Well, it depends, doesn't it? I've never been to a wedding in America. What are they like? They must be very similar to the ones in the UK, I would guess. She says it will have to be in America, so we could invite all your American listeners and viewers, and it will be a double whammy party. Oh, no. This is not about me. This is about the new happy young couple. Isn't it, eh? The new happy young couple, Jimmy and... I can't remember your daughter's name now. I'll have to, yeah. Perhaps you'd like to show your daughter a little picture of my nephew? Maybe we can make a bit of a match up there, Jennifer. All right? Thanks very much. We're nearly at the end of the show now. Just one bit of news. I found this, it's a shame, really. A US designer has come up with an inventive way that covers up your butt cleavage when wearing low-rise jeans. This woman came up with the idea while sporting her favourite jeans, which exposed too much of her crack whenever she sat down or bent over. Well, I just hope this designer doesn't get the licence to do that, because I think it would be a great shame not to be able to see those lovely builders' bums ever again. Don't you? Hope you enjoyed the show today. Don't forget the email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye now.